Good evening, fools, and welcome to the Too Much Time on Our Hands. But I'm going adversarial tonight. It fits in with our theme. Tonight is the mother of all rumbles, the granddaddy of all grand slams, and the sister-in-law of slightly stressed conversations in a car park. We are collecting the greatest armies of evil from pop culture history, putting them in a little box with each other, shaking it up, and then seeing who comes out on top. It's sort of a red corner versus blue corner kind of thing, except each corner is evil. Although we're probably going to go wildly off topic because, let's face it is us.
Do they have to be evil? Is that something we established?
Again, that's what we said in the WhatsApp group, but I'm just looking down my list of things that I put together, and I forgot about that fairly soon.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, all of mine wouldn't be considered evil.
There we go.
Does it have to be an army? Can we include navies?
Don't be a pedantic little penis.
It's just
Don't
armed
talk
forces,
about,
right?
Yeah, armed forces.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine then. Yeah.
Let's face it, there are no rules until one of us says something that the other one disagrees with. then it turns out that there were some
disagrees
rules that
with.
nobody had established. Just nudging the.
I was about to say, Russ, I'm just a set of eyes right now.
Well, I don't know how to get the zoom window to be
and also
the same size every time. When I had two screens, this used to be easier because I did it all full screen. But now I've got a big.
I'm very concerned about how much forehead there is as well. If I'm honest,
there's nothing I can really.
I'm hoping it's the angle.
Not really anything I can do about that. If I just put the cursor on there,
that's lovely.
Look like we're giving
it's
it
beautiful. That's much better.
I don't think that comes across on the stream. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Russ. That over there is Duncan, and down there is Dan.
Well done.
Hi. Everyone wave, because that's exactly what they come for.
No Tom tonight. He got his he got some results in the test, and he just said he had to make a few phone calls this evening. So
I mean, I'm not being funny, but that the guy who prosecuted Jimmy Savile has also said that there is someone that is untouchable at the moment.
Really?
And Tom is Tom's not here.
Coincidence?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yeah, Tom's not a paedophile that we're aware of. Yeah. Sorry. Hello.
So this is kind of sort of to do with or sort of inspired by us being basically the most authoritative people in the museum exhibit that we've been included in. So we thought we'd really take that position of trust and abuse it. Yeah, because it's not going to last long, so we're just going to enjoy it while it does.
And if you go to the Imperial War Museum, do let us know. Do take pictures because it does help our ego.
Yeah.
Did you see that we're like right next to Violet Berlin?
Yeah, that's so cool.
And like, I grew up watching her like.
Well, she was on Bad Influence, wasn't she?
Exactly. Yeah,
it's the only good thing on CITV.
Whoa.
And,
Round the bend, dude.
Do you remember they used to do that thing like they'd like have like you had to record it and then just have like shitloads of stuff come up at the end, like 2 frames each, and then you had to like watch it back frame by frame.
I'm gonna go against your hatred of ITV here, CITV. Round the Bend for starters.
Oh come on, yeah,
was incredible.
We've been there, done that. Yes, Art Attack, whatever.
Art Attack, yes, Art Attack. Mike and Angelo.
It wasn't as good as the Broom Cupboard with Andy Peters.
No, I'm not saying it was.
Well, there you go.
And Broom Cupboard was best now, and rather controversially now, I think, when Philip Schofield was there. Before this morning fame got to his head.
But he didn't have Ed the Duck.
No, he had Gordon the Gopher instead.
Yeah.
I know who I would rather in a fight. Next pod. There we go. Small
Broom Cupboard mascots versus
each other. Yeah. Actually, Ed the Duck was a punk, wasn't he? I don't know. Maybe
Ed the Duck was quite aggro.
Yeah.
Whereas Gordon is.
Fuck it. But that's what we're doing now. Instead, we're not doing armies.
Gordon's probably a bit more on the. I think Gordon the Gopher is a lover, not a fighter.
Who else was there? Like, okay, if we're doing this,
that was it for the time when from our heyday. I know there's Hackerty Dog now.
A Hackerty Dog is kind of fucking great.
And there's Dodge as well on CBeebies.
I don't know Dodge.
So like we're going through it. There was the Welsh ram or sheep, I'd imagine.
I do not.
Wasn't that on
ITV?
You got people like the
Noddy.
Zig
His name was Nobby.
This very much sounds like you're making it up.
Zig and Zag was going to be another one. The other two I was going to bring.
I mean, they're Irish.
Who, Zig and Zag? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're aliens.
and they were aliens.
But they did
and
have Irish accents.
And they were still. I think that for quite a while they're still popular in Ireland. I know.
Oh, really?
I remember going. Yeah. It could be talking out my ass, but I'm pretty sure one time going to Ireland after they weren't a thing here, they were still a thing kind of over there.
I do feel quite sad that we kind of missed out on Hacker. Hacker's the one thing that I look at and go, that looked like it was quite fun, actually. Mm-hmm. Like if I was a kid and I saw that looks like that would be quite amusing.
But this is not armies. Let's go back to armies.
Well, this is an army.
Yeah. So pretty simple premise. What we're basically doing is that game that you've probably seen on YouTube, the ultimate battle simulator game, except it's in our minds and we can choose who wins. So we're each going to suggest a matchup, and then we can dissect it and nitpick it and argue about what is and what isn't an army.
Oh, I thought we could. Yeah, all right.
No, what are you going to say, Duncan?
You have some sort of better idea, like constructive discussion with some sort of conclusion to it.
Nah, I thought we'd each pick an army.
Yeah, like each pick an army.
Big three-way battle.
We'll do rounds, I think.
Yeah,
like the Battle of Bosworth.
Okay.
All right.
Which was a massive three-way.
You're a massive three-way.
I mean, I love a three-way like this right now.
Yeah.
It's quite hard to do over Zoom.
No one's watching.
Impossible, though.
That was one sector that didn't really take to remote working, was the swinging sector.
I don't know. I think people still, got their kicks a bit.
Yeah, but you can't. It's just not the same, is it? As the flash of the headlights in the car park.
I think people instead move to wanking during work hours.
It's called pulling a Tobin.
Exactly.
Tubin.
Yes. Yeah. Jeffrey Tubin, doesn't it? Yeah. That appears to be the amount of people that got caught wanking on Zoom calls.
Yeah, it's a dangerous technology to be playing with if you're inexperienced.
But I think there's a thrill to it, isn't there? Like, I'd imagine, I've got a Zoom call with the boss later. I'm going to have a wank. There's a report came out. Apparently, 14% of people in any given workplace masturbate at work.
What, like at any one time? 14% of people are tugging themselves off.
At any one time, yeah. No, or 14% of people in any workplace have at some point masturbated in the workplace.
That episode of Big Train. We are, we're going to have to knock it off while they're here. And I think we should bring a close to the wanking in the office altogether. It's like, oh, what? Come on!
It's yeah.
Okay.
Just don't do it. I suppose.
let's just have a hands above the table rule for the rest of the podcast. It's not that I don't want you doing it. I just want everyone focused.
They're here. Okay. Cool.
Okay, good. Okay, all right. Well, so let's get our first three-way pylon going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna maybe go for a little pen and paper note-taking type thing here.
Oh,
I'm actually going to write it down.
Crazy
One of
fool.
those. One of those.
I'm only suggesting three-way mainly because I couldn't think up all the matchups. I did think up the armies, but not the matchups.
Duncan, who's your first contestant swaggering into the ring, or probably a triangle? If we're
I'm going to steal Dan's original suggestion, and I'm going to choose the Uruk-hai.
Yeah, I like that one. Like, there's so much to go with that as well. There's the bit where Grima Wormtongue realizes what he's done when he starts crying as well, and just how big this army is. The idea that this inconceivably large army is going to storm and basically wipe out humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can do multiple armies from Lord of the Rings. But the Uruk-hai are a particular Saruman creation.
Yeah,
they're bigger, and they are mutant kind of orc.
They're probably the best bigger. Kind of they are much better, and they're genuinely much scarier than your classic Mordor orcs. The Cockney wise boys.
Are they the only ones that can travel during the day? Did I make that one up?
Yeah, they can.
It's not really mentioned much in the films. But certainly in the book, they can go out in the day and it doesn't bother them at all, as opposed to your regular orcs and goblins, which don't like it.
Well, if Duncan's going Uruk-hai fantasy, then I'm going to go the Nilfgaardian army from The Witcher.
Nice, yes.
Okay.
Utter arseholes. But
Yeah.
But everyone is in The Witcher, so
So I don't know much about The Witcher, and basically all you really get from the first series is they are arseholes, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're religious
From TV.
zealots, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
they're the sort of nut job army, aren't they?
Yeah.
But they're also,
I had
they
other
seem
ones,
like
but I thought
they're kind of they're relatively sort of well equipped and well funded and all that sort of stuff, aren't they?
yeah, they are the threat in The Witcher, if that makes any sense. They're the ones that look like they're going to actually cause problems and are kind of on the march. Who's more in The Witcher 3? Yeah, so the Nilfgaardians are like the ones that pretty much invading everywhere with like religious fervor as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, why is Nilfgaard so strong? Nilfgaard is a modern industrialized kingdom with an extremely powerful economy. Nilfgaard also has a large, very well trained and properly equipped professional army with a high morale. But that's where the good ends. Nilfgaard has extremely strict laws and a very elaborate bureaucracy.
Yeah, they're your classic evil empire, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Let's see. Who have I got? So I've chosen. I've got a few here. I'm going to go. Yeah, they're bigger. I'm going to take the White Walkers.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And their collection of various thralls and zombies and whites and things.
That's the Night King's army.
It is, yes.
The
That
Night
was
King sounds
one
like
of-
a porn star, by the way. I'm just going to put that one out there. Who is he? He's the Night King. What does he do? He rules the night. No one does anything without his say so at night time.
So yeah, like they're not the toughest. They're not.
The game to defeat because
Yes, yeah.
it's too tough. And then of course they've got the berserker who charges in with the explosives in two towers
Yeah.
to take down the wall. And that
Coincidentally,
isn't
when the Olympic torch did go through Isengard, he was the person carrying it as well. So
good practice.
yeah,
Yeah, the opening ceremony went off with a bang.
So are we picking like a winner from these, or just our favourite nasty army?
I don't know. We appear to have frozen, by the way. I don't know whether that's a thing on the thing.
Yeah, the YouTube connection's been really dodgy.
Damn you, YouTube connection. Damn you, YouTube. Oh, there we go. We're back. now.
Nothing we
See?
can do about it.
Said
But
something, yeah.
As long as we can talk, then the audio podcast should be all right.
I don't know. Should we pick like a winner? Like because if these three like a triangular battlefield all went to war on like you'd have to assume like neutral ground, wouldn't you? Which would just be like a general broken battlefield.
Initially, the Nilfgaardians would probably have an advantage to start with. They've got magic, they've got ranged weaponry, they're very disciplined.
Weight of numbers generally as well.
So I think they're going to do very well to start with, but then they would be kind of overwhelmed by just the raw tide and fury of the Uruk-hai. However, as the battle went on, probably the White Walkers, if they didn't all get taken out straight away, they're going to start to win, just because they're bringing everyone back to life with blue eyes, and now they're on their team.
Yeah.
Well,
Not much
this
you
is
can do
the
about
problem.
that. However, Olympic Torch Dude runs through the middle to where the Night
Just
King
takes it.
is and blows him up like the walls of Helm's Deep, which means
And we're
that the
through in two
entire
towers
White
for
Walker
people.
army falls over at that point. And then the Uruk-hai would probably sweep through the rest of the Nilfgaardians and come out on top.
Whoa! If you take down the Night King, then the entire army falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Kind
your
of a flaw,
classic
isn't it?
kill the head zombie and the rest of them die type situation.
You know, like what happened in The Rise of Skywalker.
Like
the
with real
ships.
zombies.
Yeah. That's kind of like it's such a I find that such like a get out of jail free card. Like, okay, what we're going to do with the zombies? Take out the head zombie. That's all you need to do. Well, zombies are really easy to kill. Yeah, but we'll get there eventually. It won't take that long. But you know, I don't know.
I mean, it still took a while. Been a while. It took a while.
Yeah.
To kill the Night King. because usually he's not right at the front of battle, and he's a very good swordsman. But my view was that the Nilfgaardians would hold their own, but the Uruk-hai, because they're reasonably undisciplined, everyone would make a dent in the Night King's army, the White Walkers. But enough of the Uruk-hai would get turned because there's no discipline.
Yeah.
That then the White Walkers sweep the floor. And maybe the Nilfgaardians, because of their discipline, they are disciplined. They've got, as Ross says, they've got ranged weaponry, and they've got a lot of good magic on their side.
A lot of fire magic as well.
Yeah.
Like, but the only thing I would say is they are the only ones that are ever going to make a tactical retreat. Like in this battle, they're the only ones that are going to say, "No, this is too much. Let's get out of it."
Yeah, definitely.
So
the White Walkers just do not care.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Uruk-hai are nutters.
Yeah.
Actually, in this, what would happen is it would be initially a huge bloodbath between the White Walkers and the Uruk-hai, and then the Nilfgaardians would just sweep down.
Yeah,
a bit like Aomer, but without the style.
Hit with range. The range weapons with catapults, like ballistas, that kind of thing, and just and then with magic as well. Before sweeping in and taking what's theirs. I mean,
who's quite useful.
That is quite useful, to be fair. That is kind of a bit of a game changer.
And they
as well,
they do have sort of quite creepy zombie horses as well, and a polar bear.
Do the Uruk-hai use trolls as well?
Yeah,
Thought they did. Yeah.
Do they?
I'm sure they do.
I thought they did as well.
They've got wargs. They've got cavalry.
My God, they do. Yeah. It is not one of the coolest bits.
That's not Uruk-hai though, is it? That's like goblins, right?
I think it had to be because it's during the day, isn't it? But
they played a bit fast and loose with that in the movie.
Yeah, they really did, didn't they?
No, because they're not Uruk-hai riding the wolves.
But they were still part of the Uruk-hai army, the wargs. Because they were raiding the plains of Rohan.
Saruman sent them out, didn't he?
He did, yeah. His warg riders.
Send out your warg riders.
Yeah.
I sound like the Emperor.
So they do have cavalry. Like the Nilfgaardians have cavalry as well. And so, like in terms of technology, I think that they kind of win that battle at least. One of my favourite bits in Two Towers is the bit when they are at Helm's Deep and it starts to rain, and all you can hear is the bouncing of like the rain off the tin of their armour and stuff. So cool, just so well done. Such a great bloody film. Those were Lord of the Rings films. They're all right.
They were all right, weren't they? Yeah.
They weren't bad.
They're
They
all
hold
right,
up.
yeah. They're okay, yeah.
It's a tough one. I'm going to say the Nilfgaardians might sweep it.
I don't know, you see, because I think eventually, like if they leave the battle too long, eventually enough of the Uruk-hai are going to get turned to become White Walkers, right? That's how this works.
If you don't take out the Night King, he's going to win.
Yeah,
eventually.
Exactly, yeah.
Might take a long time, but he will.
Is there anyone on either army that can take out the Night King?
Yeah, plenty of people. He's not that.
Apart from
incredible.
Olympic Torch guy.
Bear in mind that he gets taken out by a 9-year-old girl in the TV series.
I know, but yeah. Also, they've got a dragon as well. I was unaware of the dragon. The dragon is a bit of a game changer, I think, as well.
Yeah, but I think the Nilfgaardians would do a ranged attack. Just focus on they would identify that the White Walkers are the biggest threat.
Yeah.
The biggest immediate threat. We're gonna have to get some stat blocks and start rolling this out. That's the only way.
I'm game. Let's do it. Is there a way of doing it?
Yeah, it's just fire up roll 20.
Let's just quickly then. Like, I'm going to type in how big is the Nilfgaardian army for starters.
Oh, Christ.
That's where we're at with this. We're getting
dangerously close to. Actually, no. I think you'll find that if you consider the tactical advantage that the Uruk-hai would have had
I think this is a little bit. This is a little bit unfair. There's 300,000 of them. So Uruk-hai, there is 10,000, something along those lines.
I think there's about 10,000 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we have to assume that they wouldn't send the entire Nilfgaardian army.
Yeah.
To attack. So like you'd probably like send like a portion of it. Let's say like 20,000 troops then.
Okay, so Aragorn told the king that there were like 10,000 Uruk-hai, but in the battle footage they
That's
look
how he
like
said as well. King, there's like 10,000 Uruk-hai.
they
Dude,
look
there's like
like
10,000 of them out there.
20,000 or more, even 30,000 potentially.
See, weight of numbers might be in favour of the Uruk-hai then. Potentially. Like, if you send the entire Nilfgaardian army, I think then that's a Nilfgaard win. Because that's 300,000 people. But while
Otherwise,
that's
the
happening,
Uruk-hai take it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think so as well. I'm
Ding, ding.
gonna
Round 2.
Uruk-hai. Yeah. Okay, round 2. You going to kick us off then, Russ?
Yeah, but first of all, you need to like walk across holding a number 2 in your pants.
Okay, I'll do it. For anyone watching, I will just go along with it. For anyone listening, I totally just did that.
Okay. Right, Duncan, who is your second round pick, as it were?
No, I went first last time. You
I
go.
don't give a what.
Well, I obviously really thought this out. I am going with. Let's go into space, peeps. Let's go into space.
Okay.
I hope
My
so.
scooper fell through, although isn't Series 4 like 10 movies or something ridiculous?
It's a lot.
Okay, so I'll come back to you in 6 months or so when I've watched all of Series 4. Then I'm going to hit up The Expanse.
Nice. So my spacey one, I don't know, because it might just be a bit. I've had a change of heart. I'm going to go with the Starship Troopers Mobile Infantry.
The MI.
Yeah.
Excellent
I do have
choice.
I have a Starship Troopers as well. Because I was at some point.
Yeah.
We need to have the Arachnid army in there.
We could
I
have
know,
like a
we've mentioned
full-on,
this
like,
before, but Starship
mid-off.
Troopers is a bloody brilliant movie.
Have we ever done a love letters to it? Because
haven't.
I don't know. I mean,
We
let's
need
not get
to.
carried away. It's not that good.
My one concern about it,
It's really enjoyable.
Paul Verhoeven getting naked in the shower scenes with the actors hasn't aged particularly well.
I'm not sure that's not necessarily a good thing, is it?
No, it's not. It's not remotely a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, really, just great movie. And the arachnids, the effects on them were top notch. They were the best looking CGI creatures by far for a really long time, because they didn't try and do something that they couldn't do. They didn't try and make them look too like an existing creature. They didn't try and make them too like fleshy or anything like that. They're made of like hard surfaces. No. They worked within the limitations of the technology at the time, but they're so well done. Really,
and they are terrifying as well.
Yeah, they are pretty scary as well. Yeah, I mean, definitely. A very like, why would you land people on the ground to deal with them?
Yeah,
but that's sort of one of the points of the movie.
But okay, yeah, that is the fleet.
Okay, so are you including like the combined human defense force in that? So you got the fleet and the mobile infantry.
If we're getting Marco and Aris's entire free navy, they're going to have to go up against ships like the Pella, which are essentially Martian ships. Then I think then I would like. Also
like the MI don't have any.
Yeah.
Like they don't have any ships, so they wouldn't be able to get there without, wherever there is.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, we could have this be this matchup could be on Clendathu, which is, as you all know, the Arachnid homeworld from Starship Troopers.
Okay. Maybe I need to change my mind then. Maybe maybe we need to do this like a proper in-space battle, because the Free Navy don't really fight on the ground at all. It's all in space.
The Beltalowda.
Yeah, but most of what the Free Navy does is a navy. Most of what they do is like naval combat, like in space. Okay, so maybe I'm going to change my mind.
Okay, yeah, let's have it be a space battle, but with a bit of boarding action as well.
Yeah,
so
maybe I am going to go then for the 12 colonies from Battlestar Galactica. Although I think that might overpower The Free Navy.
I don't mind if they get overpowered. You're really worried about them getting overpowered.
I want a fair fight. I want a fair fight, and I want Marco to win because I like him.
Yeah, you say that. It's all going down the toilet.
Marco is the sexiest.
Marco definitely is the sexiest.
He's probably that one you're going to win.
Yeah.
Apart from if you included Commander Shepard, and then that's just because you have the navies and.
I'm talking about Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, I know, but you could also. Mass Effect.
Because there's
sexy.
one Battlestar for every one of the colonies, isn't there?
Yeah,
so there's 12 total
12
Battlestars
originally.
Yeah. You could.
How many ships does Marco
has? Marco has at least 12. Yeah.
12. So it would be a relatively fair battle.
Yeah, but they're going up against Battlestars. And Battlestars are like, bearing in mind Galactica is like considered the worst one.
Yeah, it's like the oldest and shittest, isn't it? And it's like a bit of a joke, and it's meant to be getting retired, isn't it? Like
it's being turned into a museum.
The first episode is meant to be its like decommissioning ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be turned into like a museum from the Cylon War, basically. So yeah. I'll go with the ships from the 12 colonies then.
Cool.
The Battlestars.
So 12 colonies, the Free Navy.
Yeah.
Both great suggestions. Both about to be absolutely pasted by my space suggestion, which is the Imperium of Man.
Okay. No, I was going to say I knew this had come up. I don't think you can have the entire Imperium.
Why not?
Like, that is ridiculous.
Why?
Because that's so much. Like,
deal with it.
Just I had the suggestion, but yeah, I was toying up between the Ultramarines and the Orc-War.
I would always go with Orc-War because they're more fun.
And technically, if you look into it, the Orc-War is the most powerful force in the galaxy in 40k as well. But the Imperium of Man is just everything.
Yep,
like,
everything.
It's
untold trillions of soldiers and ships and planets. Yeah, I love that place.
I felt bad because at one point I was going to go for the Cadians, and I thought there were a bit many of them. Like, it's so just.
But so in this case, we're looking at the ships that you can get in Battlefleet Gothic, and that talks about in the books.
The ones that are the size of planets, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the size of planets.
I mean, like, you're going to get ridiculous.
But see, you don't want a planet with Marcos because he'll just launch
some
rocks
asteroids
at
it. Yeah.
Fucking hell, you're just doomed. And he knows how to do it without like getting detected.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely
planets.
fine. But I've got a conservative estimate: 250 million ships. Nobody really knows for sure how many there are. Chuck in a few things like Blackstone fortresses as well.
Okay, so
I don't know. I don't know if I can allow this.
This might not take very long. The ships of the 12 colonies gone, wiped out. Okay, they don't last like the first salvo of missiles.
Weird, but I mean they can travel at light speed without having to jump through a realm of psychic chaos.
Because they wiped out so quickly, can I bring in a reserve?
Sure.
Okay. In steps the Borg.
So
let's go.
There's not really anyone like the Borg in 40k, is there?
I mean the Necrons,
Necrons
they still don't.
But they're not. They don't assimilate anyone, do they? They don't.
Essentially, the only ones that really do assimilation are essentially the Tyranids.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they do eating more.
Yeah.
I'm not really up on the current Necron fluff. It's all it's changed quite a lot since the Necrons first came out, and there's now they've got quite a complicated backstory now.
If you're doing that, I mean Marcos put up a really super sexy fight and probably flee and just jump planet to planet like some super sexy space pirates.
Yeah.
But then I would bring in the giant ships from the Culture book series by Ian M. Banks, which basically all galactic warfare is committed over billions of light years or something. It was ridiculous. You never see the battle because the ships are so far apart, and so they would just be launching salvos from millions of miles away.
I think you could stick with Marco, sorry, and just say that he's also got the ring gate on his side.
Oh yeah, there's that.
And like those 40k ships trying to travel through the ring gate, it'd fuck them up. Like they've got to travel through. It's essentially the same thing as traveling through the warp.
Yeah.
Like, so you got the Borg who travel like at warp speed. You got the ring gate. That's how like people get to and from each other places really quickly.
There's the ghosts of the ring gate.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which is exactly what the warp is.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always a chance that there's going to be a chaos intrusion within any of the ships. So there's a good chance that a lot of the Imperium of Man just start shooting at each other.
I mean, we are stalling because they still win. Like there's so much.
But then the Inquisitors would come in and just go, "No, you are not quite following it right," and exterminate again another. I mean, there's a good chance that they'll just rip themselves to pieces, and all you have to do is avoid them for long enough. They still win.
There is an element of like you're not quite zealous enough, right? Of the Imperium, isn't there? But like
Yeah,
so we're talking like the entire Battlefleet Gothic, and that's.
I still feel this is. Is it really within the rules of this?
Oh, I'll just check.
Discussion on no rules.
It's fine, is it? You check the rulebook. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. I just think that's a lot. Like you've gone for the entire Imperium. I mean, I think the Imperium win in this one.
Yeah, do you know what? I think they win and they barely even notice.
Just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that?
You feel a bump or something?
Yeah, no, I didn't know nothing. Yeah, what happened? We just wiped out the Free Navy and the Borg in one go, basically.
The who?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Someone mentioned that something happened. Oh, really? Oh, cool. Hey, let's go spread the good word of the Emperor. Yeah.
High five.
High five. Yeah. And if they don't like it, we'll kill them.
Cool.
It's Halo they turn things to glass, isn't it? It's not 40k. They just
it's Halo the glass of planet.
Yeah.
Although I mean they very much can do that in It's more like in 40k they have to choose which planet killing weapon they feel like using today because there's a whole bunch of them.
What's it called when they exterminate an entire planet? It's just exterminatus or something like that, isn't it? It's something sort of like yeah. Imperium, they're fucking bastards, by the way. The one thing you've got to learn about 40k is the Imperium aren't the heroes. No one is.
Yeah, if you think the humans are the good guys, then you need to get out of whatever weird corner of the internet you're on and stop reading things there, because you're going to be
with the exception of maybe
very
some of the Imperial Guard. Yeah. But even the Imperial Guard aren't great either. So you know. Yeah. Okay, so that's another round done. I'm glad you waited till you were the last person there, Russ, though, before you brought up the Imperium.
All right, well, okay, I'll go first on this next one then.
Do it.
Bring it back down to earth, but not quite.
Yeah.
My next evil army is going to be the faceless enemy from Top Gun. Either one. We're just some dudes in some planes with some black helmets and mirrored visors.
Or as it was described in a video that I said, Maverick has to go to not Iran to take down a... Okay, so you're going with the faceless enemy from Top Gun. Yeah. Interesting.
But they are, they're pretty well equipped. They're pretty handy in a 5th gen fighter, whatever that really means.
Good luck. What 5th gen fighter? I've been looking this up. 5th gen fighter does define like a certain set of fighters. I've done a lot. I've kind of become a bit of a plane dick, if I'm honest with you, like over the last few weeks. So, and 5th gen fighters are really, really cool. 6th gen fighters are apparently on the way as well. They've got Bluetooth. Yeah.
So who's sending up against them?
Like, I can't just send a force up against them. Really, you need some kind of covert ops here. I'm sending the one-man army. I'm sending Rambo up against them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is he a villain?
Nope. Well, yeah,
He's
he
not
kind
a
of
good
is,
guy.
actually. He's not fucking great, yeah. I mean, he's the hero of the Rambo films, but at the same time...
Yeah, I mean, he murders hundreds and hundreds of people through those
Yeah.
films.
All right. Then need another fighter ace who's just as evil.
You need an army.
Well, I'm just going to send Anakin Skywalker because
Just
he's
Anakin Skywalker. It's not an army.
yeah,
I'm
but
playing fast and loose with the rules because I'm sending the one-man army.
but
We can send
Vader.
Anakin and
Vader does end up
some
kill up.
supporting clone troopers.
Yeah.
Maybe not them. So I was trying to think of another baddie fighter race. You've caught me with this one, Russ. I am a wee bit.
I was half prepared for this one. Like, I knew Top Gun was going to come up at some point, so...
Yes, we need an army. I mean, the only one I can think of is the Red Skull's Hydra,
There you go.
Oh, that'd be quite cool, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
because they do at least have an aerial, flying fortress, don't they?
Yeah, that massive
Yeah.
flying wing thing. That's awesome.
Yeah,
So
there you go. I
Hydra
love that.
versus Rambo versus the baddies from Top Gun.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get the Hydra army in there because in like the first Avenger, that is one of the coolest things when you see the army and all their kit. So yeah, Hydra's got all the tech. They're not quite as faceless as the faceless.
We're talking. Well, it depends on how you look at it, I suppose. So we're talking World War II Hydra here, right? Not modern day Hydra that they fight in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, like beginning.
So are we talking covert ops infiltrating Shield Hydra, or are we talking all out? They're just Nazis Hydra.
The Nazis, not Nazis Hydra.
Cool. Interesting. Cool.
I think. Yeah, why not? I mean, they do still develop the beam weapons in that, and he was basically on the way to having the. When you see what was it in 1942 or something when the V2, this is now serious history, but the V2 rocket reached 85 kilometers or something up. I mean, it was ridiculous how high it went through into. It sounded like it went into space basically, but anyway, it basically nearly went into space and then came back down, and that's just crazy how advanced they were. And then in First Avenger, they took that further, so why not?
Yeah.
And let's face it, only Captain America, by pretty well sacrificing himself, stopped them, but he didn't quite stop them. Because of Operation Paperclip. I wonder what it would be called. Maybe Operation Ballclip instead.
It does have a name, doesn't it? Like in the Marvel universe, it has a name for them, like appropriating German scientists.
It's mentioned in. I think it's mentioned in.
Oh shit, Duncan! We've got the last podcast soon.
Winter Soldier. I know. I can't wait.
Really
I've got
excited.
it on. Actually, I've got it next week.
Yeah.
I've got it on Monday
Yeah,
in Edinburgh.
nice.
I
I've got
am
it the following week in London.
so excited.
Me too. So, I think, Russ, you're going to lose this one because the one thing we've learned about the faceless enemy from the Top Gun universe,
Yeah, they lose and they lose hard.
they lose hard. They're not great, really.
I think they're fine for all like the more sort of boring, dry technical aspects of flying, but where they're really lacking is high fives, chest bumps, topless volleyball. We don't get any of that.
No.
And really, that's what makes the difference, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's what brings them all together to become the true fighting force in Top Gun.
They also don't have the backup.
No.
Because they don't have Hangman.
Also, they're in 5th generation fighters that get taken down by, admittedly, we're assuming probably the best pilot in the world at that point, in form of Maverick. However, they do still get taken down. And in the first Top Gun film, they get flipped the bird quite easily, really. The canopy of Maverick's own plane is more of a threat to Maverick and his friends than the enemy is at any one point as well. I think the faceless enemy from Top Gun, apart from having the ability to enrich uranium, as we find out in Maverick, they're not great, are they?
No.
Well, they do take down, using their surface-to-air missiles, they do manage to take down 2 planes.
True. This is true.
But it's not the fighters that do that. It's the land.
Yeah. Now, Hydra have all manner of weapons. Admittedly, it will probably still be a little bit dated by this point, but they are still using, like, weapons using the Tesseract, isn't it, at that point? Still.
Yeah, they're starting to work with that. So, and let's say Red Skull still is alive.
Red Skull's the lead. If you're going with World War II, then Red Skull's still the leader.
Yeah.
And you've got...
I think he's meant to be a good pilot.
You've got what's his face as well. God, what's his name? The Doctor.
Yeah, you got the Doctor.
Can't remember his name. Yeah.
But then you've got Rambo.
Yeah. So Rambo's probably not great against planes. That's the first thing I would say.
Doesn't he take some down?
He would definitely sabotage some as well, like before.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be sort of in there scuttling about the night before, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Or he would sneak on board and then take him
that,
off.
like, the control column was missing.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so. And Rambo, I think, could infiltrate the Hydra army as well. There's a little bit of Captain America in Rambo as well.
Without the
super soldier serum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And without the compassion.
Yeah. So I think Rambo wouldn't have any problems infiltrating Hydra. I think Rambo... If Rambo's going to win this, essentially, it's going to be over before it started. Like, that's the only way he can win it. I am going to do something that I think is really nerdy. I'm going to roll a stealth check for Rambo. And we'll see if he passes.
He's proficient.
He's pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah. So we'll say what? Plus 4?
I don't know. I would say +7. Like
+7 for Rambo.
Well,
okay.
But like, where would it? Like, if I feel like he wouldn't be as capable if he wasn't like in some sort of jungle environment.
Yeah, true. And he's not going to be in a jungle environment in this as well. Okay, so we're going to say the DC's 20, yeah?
Go for it.
And then, like, if he fails, then he's just out of this. If he doesn't, then he gets through to the next round, yeah? Mm-hmm. Rolls a 3. So Rambo's discovered, like, traipsing into one of these things and just shot dead, pretty much.
He hasn't got a shield.
No, there you go. Rambo's like discovered, like, traipsing to Hydra's facility and then just shot dead. Rambo's out of this now.
Feels a bit weird having Hydra go through.
Yeah, now it's Hydra versus the nameless enemy from Top Gun. If I'm honest, I think Hydra probably will win this one. I think the edge is mysticism, which kind of means that they can get away with doing a lot of things. And also, I think training of Hydra is better than the training of the faceless enemy from Top Gun.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I'm personally saying Hydra win this one.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, sorry.
They've got that weird blue glowy stuff edge.
Yeah, definitely. Any more, or are we is this where we call it?
I've got one more.
Go on then. One more.
Well, have you two got someone like we can do? We can do.
I'm sure I can come up with something. Yeah.
Let's have a look. Done them. We've sort of done them. Okay, this one's going to be quite simple. The army of horrible little scarab beetles from The Mummy.
I am going with then, because I've got something to counteract all of this. The Flood from Halo.
Oh, nice, yeah. I was in my. I've been putting things as matchups, and I was going to send that up against the Tory cabinet.
I'd fucking love to watch that.
They can just be in the middle of this one.
Yeah.
So, I think it's only fair that then I launch Scar and his army of hyenas.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
From Lion King.
Yes, I love it.
So they're really the only ones who would kind of have any sort of strategy to this.
Yeah.
Not the hyenas, because they are not the sharpest. But Scar's quite a he's quite an analytical thinker, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this. The problem Scar's got going up against both of these enemies is that Scar has to get close to them.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah, but I don't think he ever does. He always sends minions to do his dirty work.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, see, that's right. He's only got like 4 hyenas, hasn't he?
But in the film, he does get more. Like when they ruling, he is They focus on only a couple of the hyenas, but he does have more.
Okay, so he's got access to more hyenas.
Yeah,
That's good.
because you see that it's quite a large number of them that turn on Scar.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose the question is, can Scar send enough hyenas to take on the scarabs and the Flood for long enough for him to survive and win this battle? Like, Scar wins this battle at a great cost, I think.
I don't think Scar and a bunch of hyenas are winning this. I think the Flood are winning this.
I think the Flood,
because they've just got that unstoppable, we'll take you over anyway.
Yeah.
All that happens is like they might take out a few of the Flood,
Yeah.
but what happens is the high. It's like it's the White Rider, the White Walkers again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when the Flood start fighting the scarab beetles, you'll just end up with some sort of horrific Flood variant that eats you from the inside out.
Equally, I'd quite like to see that.
Though that kind of then as a sort of weird backup, I would what's the creatures called in the Half-Life? Because you've got the same kind of things that take over, and then you've got the entire alien army there.
Well, they're just called head crabs, and I don't know if there's what's the name for like the zombie type people.
I can't remember.
But then there's because the head crabs are part of what's the alien force? I can't remember what it's called.
Well, overall, it's called the Combine, but it's made up of lots of different things. So there's lots and lots of different species. So the Combine is like an empire that has various species under its control. And
so in the first
crabs, I
Half-Life,
think they might even be like engineered. I don't know if they're necessarily like a native life form from somewhere.
So I would have then the Combine drop in. No, actually, that sounds a bit boring. No, I think I would have the Combine because I find them spooky enough, and they are technically a villain.
Oh, very much so.
Definitely, yeah.
If we allow one reservist.
Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with the allowing of one reservist. That suits me.
So I still think the Flood are winning. They've got that kind of it might take us 10 million years, but eventually we're going to rule the galaxy type thing about them, haven't they?
I mean, that's the essence of what the rings structures were meant for.
Yeah. One army that I think could go up against them and take them down would be the Terminator army from Terminator.
Oh, the machines.
Yeah, the machine army. That's kind of what you need. Well, I mean, that's basically what does go up against them in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, very true. So we're saying the Flood win this one?
I think they probably would, yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with that. That means we've all won one at least as well.
Quite
so that's
nice.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Although,
good choices.
overall,
any
Duncan's
others we wanna
Duncan's the
mention?
winner. He had the Hydra and the Uruk-hai.
Oh, that's a good shout.
So so it's 2 to Duncan, 1 each to the rest of us, and
Mwahaha.
untold billions dead.
Yeah, like billions. Yeah, I mean, I'm not being funny. If everyone went up against each other, the Imperium would take down
Still
everyone.
win.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Because it's
yeah.
just stupid.
Yeah, it really is. Do we want some honourable mentions?
Yeah.
Okay. The army of pop culture figures from Ready Player One.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice. Which is kind of like an already curated selection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just quite like that.
I can't remember what they're called, but like Thanos' goons from.
The
Endgame.
Dark something, aren't they?
Oh, I thought it was the. What, in the first Avengers movie?
Like,
No,
it's like
so
Black,
not the
Black Legion or something like that.
Not the what are they called? The Chitauri.
Yeah.
Chitauri.
The ones that he lands in those big ships in Wakanda that are fighting everyone there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Big
Black Legion or
arseholes with
something
like
like that,
6
isn't it?
arms.
Yeah.
Can't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
Thought they could be
Quite
quite a
long.
good shout.
Yep. Also, the army of MCU superheroes as well.
Yeah.
Like of the combination of Wakandans and wizards and the Avengers and all kinds of people, basically.
I mean, the one thing we haven't mentioned is the Imperial forces of the
Agreed.
Imperial Navy and their land forces. We sort of touched upon the clones, but they're not the same. Or the droids.
Okay. Well, in that instance, I'll take the early rebels, which is basically just Cassian Andor.
Yeah.
It'll fuck them up.
So the other thing we could do is we could have an all Empire face off. So you can have the Star Wars Empire, the Empire of Man, sorry, the Imperium of Man, and you can have the Carino Empire from Dune.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Who are actually pretty. They've got some nasty stuff up their sleeves.
And even within Star Wars, you could have clones versus First Order versus like the Empire.
Yeah, clone off.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be fun as well. Not to mention the droids, although the droids are shit, so I don't really want to mention them.
I know what we're going to say. The Imperial Man still.
The Imperium, it's insane. The only things that might be that it's something from EVE Online, but I don't know enough about that nerd shit to comment. So
I mean, let's face it.
I just do cool stuff like 40k, man.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, bang chicks and play 40k. Yeah,
never ever went in hand. But as you say, technically, the Orc War is the most fearsome.
Yeah, like if the orcs could ever like get their act together and all go to the same place at the same time, then they would take over everything.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, the Orc War is the idea of the war is that it's basically if you believe it enough, things come true. So there's a thought that the war are keeping the Emperor alive because they believe he's alive.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things. It's like treated with various levels of sort of belief by different people doing the books and things. So some people just dismiss that as like, no, it's just nonsense, and then there's other things where it's actually taken quite seriously.
Yeah, which I quite like. I love the idea of it.
One of the good things about the 40k stuff is they can just come up with a bunch of self-contradicting bullshit. And just go, oh, it's all unreliable records.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows for sure. Which means they don't have to worry about any sort of internal consistency with all the thousands of things that they produce.
Zero notes on anything, pretty much. Apart from what might make them more money. That's about it.
Right.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Well, I feel we've sort of probably devastated enough places, and we should leave this smoking room behind us. Yeah. So, Dan, is anything going on with other podcasts that people need to be aware of?
No, last week's will be up tomorrow.
You'll get it when you get it, and you'll be goddamn grateful for it when you get it.
And this will be up like a day after, so yeah, it's all good.
Cool. Yeah. In that case, I'm going to press the little button that brings our social media stuff up on the screen.
Do it. Do that. There it is.
That you can hit us. Did that work? Yeah, I think that worked. Hit us up at TMTOOH on all the places. Go to the LinkedIn thingy and get to the thingy to hit the thingy for Discord and go there as well.
Come and join us on Disco.
That has been Duncan. Shut up. That one down there is Dan. Say bye-bye, children.
Glory to the Emperor.
Right, and then somebody's got to say, on that note, play the music while I try and find... There it is. It's that button there. Right,
and on that
I've got
note,
my finger on it now already. Somebody can
cue the music.
Cue music.